HarperCollins presents Wishin and Hopin, a Christmas story by Wally Lamb, read by Wally Lamb.
Rosalie was pigtailed, hairy-legged, and insufferably obsequious. The kind of kid who, 2 minutes before the dismissal bell, might raise her hand and ask, should the teacher have miraculously forgotten to assign a page of arithmetic problems or a dozen can-you-answer-these questions from our social studies book, "Do we have any homework tonight, sister?" As I've mentioned, Rosalie's position at the top of the academic heap was a virtual lock, but nevertheless she was forever foraging for extra credit points she didn't really need. Her family was rich, or as my mother used to put it, la-di-da. The Twersky's house on White Birch Boulevard had columns in front and a trampoline and a Shetland pony out back. Instead of clomping off the bus or hoofing it in like the rest of us, Rosalie arrived at school every morning in her mother's maroon Chrysler Newport. Each year, she returned from Christmas vacation a week later than the rest of us, with a Florida tan and a bucket of stinky show-and-tell seashells that we had to pass from person to person during science. Her father owned a printing company, Twersky Impressions, which made Rosalie the recipient of an endless supply of the cardboard she was forever converting into the extra credit posters and placards with which our classroom was festooned. Suck-up that she specialized in visual aids that lent themselves to the nuns' two favorite subjects, grammar and religion. In one such poster, the parts of speech were anthropomorphized. The active verb did push-ups, the passive verb sat and snoozed, the interjection slapped its hands against its cheeks, exclaiming, "Oh!" In another poster, cartoon letters A and I held hands like best friends or boyfriend and girlfriend. Said letter A, "When two vowels go a-walkin', the first one usually does the talkin'." "That's true," letter I agreed. "But remember, it's I before E, except after C." On our first day in Sister Dimphna's class, Rosalie had arrived locked and loaded with a poster titled, "Mortal Sinners, Burning in Hell or Headed There." Below the magic-markered headline, she had scissored and glued magazine pictures of the damned, and beneath their images had identified the transgressions that had cast them into Satan's lair. Lee Harvey Oswald and Jack Ruby, murder. Marilyn Monroe, suicide. Nikita Khrushchev, communist. Rudy Gernrich, invented the topless bathing suit. Sister Dimphna loved Rosalie immediately and installed her as line leader, office courier, and our class's ambassador to the diocese-wide United Nations Day. So you couldn't really blame Lonnie and me for putting BBs into our mouths and straws between our lips that afternoon as Sister, engulfed by a melancholy so profound that, as the miracle of Marcelino unspooled, she did not even register that Pauline Papelbon was eating state-line potato chips right out of the bag, or that Monty Montoya and Susan Akisian were playing hangman instead of watching the movie, or that I had surreptitiously moved my seat to the back of the room for better positioning. By a prior agreement, Lonnie and I had agreed to aim for the back of Rosalie's neck. "Ow! Who did that?" she shouted when Lonnie's very first BB hit its target dead on. Head swiveled from Marcelino to Rosalie, and then to Sister Dimphna, who seemed not to have heard a thing. Lonnie fired again, but this BB flew past Rosalie's left shoulder and ricocheted against the blackboard. His next one whizzed over her head and hit the movie screen. I somehow managed to inhale my first BB rather than propelling it forward, but I coughed it right back up again, luckily, since the Heimlich maneuver had yet to be invented. On the screen, saintly little Marcelino was weeping for the poor. With my tongue, I repositioned the regurgitated BB, took a deep intake of breath, and raised my straw in preparation of a forward thrust. That's when it caught my eye. The little black blob nestled against the left side of the public address box. Unsure of what I was aiming at, I fired and missed. Fired again and hit it. It moved. When my third BB also hit its mark, it emitted a high-pitched pinging sound. A wing unfolded. My fourth try was a miss, but my fifth was bullseye accurate. The bat skidded several inches along the wall, flapped its wings twice, and took flight.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?